So I guess we're vlogging today. Hey guys, it's Vika and you're with The Modern Creatures. So it's a vlog-ish video today because, as you may have guessed or searched, we do have the Canon PowerShot V10, which I am already shooting with right now. So I am pretty excited about this camera, not because I vlog, because I don't think I'm a good vlogger, or I haven't tried enough, but anyway, I am excited about this camera because I feel like it's been a while since we've seen something truly new and truly unique in the camera scene for a little while now, and this is it. The PowerShot V10, it's a whole new form factor, a whole new way to shoot, and that's pretty exciting in my book. But I'm not gonna bore you with the specifics, at least not yet, because in this video we are gonna talk about things that you need to know, things that you might want to know if you are planning on getting the PowerShot V10, and at the end you will see a quick attempt of a vlog by me, the non-vlogger, and it's going to be a bare bones vlog test. What that means is that I'm not gonna use any accessories, no external mics, no mounts, no nothing, so you guys know what you can do and what you can get from the PowerShot V10 right out of the box. Before we get to our vlog test, let's get to know the adorably sized Canon PowerShot V10. Only as tall as a credit card, the Canon PowerShot V10 carries a 1-inch 20-megapixel CMOS sensor with a fixed 19mm wide-angle lens. We also have a 2-inch 180-degree flip touch display here. Up top, we have a built-in omnidirectional microphone, and we also have the essential ports, including a 3.5mm jack for external microphones and accessories, HDMI and charging ports, and there's also a tripod mount down here. This camera uses a micro SD card, and a piece of advice: if you plan on recording a lot of 4K footage, I suggest getting higher storage since my card was super quick to fill up. We also have buttons in the back for easier navigation and to access more in-depth controls. And of course, we have that ever-useful kickstand that folds in neatly to make for a compact little camera. Alright, let's now jump into those need-to-know things about the PowerShot V10. Being its bread and butter, the PowerShot V10 offers no less than 4K recording up to 30 FPS. There are a few modes available as well, including auto, smooth skin, movie IS, and manual exposure. I found myself on auto most of the time because not only is it the easiest to use, it's pretty dependable as well. The camera is smart enough to distinguish and adjust, so you can get well-exposed videos more often than not. It can take some time to do that, but it gets there with just a little patience. For manual mode, you're given a few parameters you can adjust, but I find this a bit tedious given the tiny display. The PowerShot V10 also offers built-in color filters that seem to work best when scenes are brightly lit. I'll be honest, I don't see myself using most of these, but there are some that look pretty great. What I do more often, however, is adjust the white balance and tint to get the color I want. And speaking of white balance, you get the usual options including auto, tungsten, shade, sunny, and more. Speaking of filters, you also get ND or neutral density filters that help with overexposed skies. Again, I kept this to auto most of the time and it does its job, though extremely bright skies can still be a problem. For focusing, the PowerShot V10 offers face tracking and point selection, which you can do by tapping on the display or even on the companion app, but more on that later on. The closest focusing distance you get is about 0.05 meters, which is a good range for most show and tell or unboxing videos. In my experience, however, the V10 can have a little trouble focusing. Though it does a pretty good job with faces, focus sometimes flutters when the frame is textured, since this camera does only offer contrast detection for its autofocus technology. Next thing you need to know is that stabilization comes in 3 modes: off, on, and enhance. If you want to see samples, go ahead and skip to the vlog part, but there are a few more things you might want to know about this camera. Apart from being a vlogging camera, it can also function as a streaming camera or a webcam replacement. From my experience, this camera really elevates your video quality and it's sure to impress whoever is viewing your videos. And it's such a simple setup too, just plug and play. The angle can be a bit low for me, but I simply use a tabletop tripod for something a little more flattering. photo, you are stuck with auto mode and auto mode alone. The PowerShot V10 also offers a self-timer so you can prop it up and take your shot from afar to really utilize that wide lens. As long as you have a pretty good amount of light, that wide aperture will serve you some nice looking photos. Though in all honesty, I find this really isn't what the PowerShot V10 is made for. But it's still a nice addition nonetheless, better than not being able to take photos at all, I would say. Now, a question I've heard a lot of people ask are about this camera's battery life. I'll just come right out and say it, it's not very long. You get about an hour's worth of continuous shooting if you're shooting in 4K. Out of the house, I was able to use it for about 4 to 6 hours of intermittent shooting before needing to top up. Luckily, this thing does charge fast enough, and you can always attach a power bank to it while shooting if you really need that extra juice. Something worth knowing is that this camera also has accessories available to up your shooting game, and I'm sure you can expect more to come in the future. Finally, before we get to our vlog test, the last thing you need to know about this camera is that there is an app for it. It offers a bunch of useful features like remote live viewing, which lets you see what you're shooting untethered, and also the ability to manage the contents of your memory card straight from your device. So that's as technical as we're gonna go in this video. I do want to keep things light and casual because I think the important message here is to show you guys the quality and just how easy and unintimidating this camera is. So I guess there's nothing left but the vlog, right? Let's go! This is how they do it, right? This is what vloggers do.